this is what a midlife crisis is like. Hey, it's me, NJB, and I am out and about. As you can see, I didn't mean to rhyme all that, but it did. I need to go to the post office, but I decided that I want a smoothie, so I'm gonna go to Jamba Juice first. So I got back on a Saturday, and then I rested on that Sunday. Monday I went and picked up my luggage that did not get delivered to me, and then the rest of the week I spent doing rewrites. Wait, which one? That one. The rest of the week I spent doing rewrites on the series that I'm working on. I turned that in, and then I was just like, this weekend I was useless, completely and utterly useless. I feel like I've returned to the level of burnout I had before I was diagnosed with cancer, honestly. The Nicole that I was going into that is not the same person that I am now. I've changed a lot mentally, I think. And things that were priorities before are no longer priorities. Even when other people want them to be my priorities, they're not. They're just not. To be honest, my normal life, as normal as it was during a pandemic last year, or even before that, my normal life now feels like wearing the wrong size shoes. Like I'm wearing shoes that are 2 sizes too small, and I can either just keep cripping on down the road, or I can take them off and put on some different shoes. So creeping on down the road doesn't sound like the smartest idea to me. Sometimes it's the easiest because it's what's expected, you know. But I've never taken the easy route. My gut has never let me take the easy route. My gut always knows. It usually makes me sick so that I have to obey. And I think this is one of those situations. I'm wondering if this is what a midlife crisis is like. Anybody been through it? Do y'all know? Where there's always jokes about when men have midlife crises, they, go find a really young woman, they buy a bright red convertible sports car and all of that. I don't know what women do. We had that movie, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, but I don't think I'm gonna bring home any 20-year-olds. I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but I don't think that's gonna happen. What will we talk about? Really, I can't even imagine. But like I said before, change is in order. Let me go get my Jamba Juice, then I'll talk to you some more. It's a watermelon, blackberry, strawberry, something or other, and it's really good. You know that saying, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here? I feel like that's what my life is now telling me. You ain't got to know where you're going, but you can't stay here. So I'm figuring it out, and so I'm hem-hawing around trying to decide if I'm actually gonna say this, and I am. I've wanted to leave the country for a long time, like for over a decade at this point. And I think now, aside from the COVID Delta situation, which is still developing. I don't know what that's gonna look, nobody knows what that's gonna look like. But as far as me and my life and my growth and my development, I think that's the next step for me. I don't know where I want to go. I've been a lot of places. Some I would love to live in, even for a while. Some I would never want to. And then there are some places that I haven't been that I'm like, I think that would be cool. And I moved to LA. Moving to LA from Chicago is kind of like moving to another country, but not quite. So it would be bigger than that. But why not? Like, this country will be here, you know? If it doesn't work out, I can come back. So my first order of business is to declutter, honestly. I have been listening to an audiobook that I love. I finished it yesterday. I never would have considered minimalism for myself because I like things. I like color. I don't want everything to be beige and white. I don't want, to wear the same 3 outfits for a month, that kind of thing. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to use 1 square of toilet paper. This book really changed my understanding about minimalism and how too much stuff keeps us bound. So that's my first order of business, is that I need to get rid of a lot of things. I need to figure out my health care situation, my health insurance. I also need to, if I'm going to be gone, I need to figure out how long I'm going to be gone, at least for the first leg of this. I don't know if it's permanent. Like, I'm just really flying by the seat of my pants at this point. But I know I have to keep up with being scanned, doctor's appointments, medication. I can't go somewhere and hang out and then come back and it's like, hey, you got cancer and we could have caught it early, but you were out gallivanting around the world. I can't have that happen. I also need my health insurance, and since I haven't earned enough through my union to keep my health insurance yet, and I only have until September 30th, I need to figure out how that's going to work. Either it's going to work or I have to get other insurance. The day after I finished radiation, I woke up just happy that it was over. I was uncomfortable. Well, no, I wasn't. I was in pain. And just laying there thinking, this could have gone. This was not great. This was not fun, but it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. So I was grateful. I was in pain. It was a whole mix of emotions, and the thought came to me that I could very easily have been told that it was stage 4, and then what would the rest of my life look like? The rest of my life, whether short or long, because you can live a long time with stage 4 breast cancer, the rest of my life would look like a carousel of doctors and treatments and chemo and radiation and all sorts of things. And I'm grateful that that didn't happen, but it could have. And anything can happen at any time. Tomorrow isn't promised. And there's certain things that we put off. I'm going to do it later. Oh, I'll have time later. Nobody says you're going to have time later. Nobody has ever promised you time to do whatever later. And then I asked myself, what would I regret? What would I have regretted if I was told that it was stage 4? And I realized that the only one regret, is that I've only ever lived in the US. That's my only regret. That's not to say I've never made a mistake in my life. I may have made plenty, but I think that's by design. You make mistakes, you apologize, you learn from them, and you move on. That's just part of life. I don't regret any of those mistakes. None of them killed anybody. None of them, like, the world didn't end. None of that. You live, you learn, you move on. You apologize, and you make things things as right as you can make them, and you move on, you forgive yourself. So while I've made mistakes, that would be my only regret. So I know I got to do it. And in making that decision, I felt peaceful. I felt a peace that I hadn't in a long time. And then when I started writing down, okay, what do I need to do in order for this to happen? Then I was like, oh boy, that's a lot. that's a whole lot. Come on, people. Oh boy, the people's taking forever. Lord, what a mess. People making U-turns in the parking lot and whatnot. It's the Wild Wild West, baby. So y'all are gonna be along for this journey. I hope you don't stop watching me. But here's the thing. I am a middle-aged woman, you know. I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I never. We're getting a little close. All right, thank you. That car was getting real close and it was making me nervous. Those aren't things that I wanted to do. The opportunities were there for both. And that wasn't my thing. I wanted peace, I wanted abundance, and I wanted freedom. For a long time, my acting career was a goal of mine in achieving those things. And right now I feel like I have abundance, but I don't have freedom and I don't have peace. So I need to ease on down the road and figure out how to get those other things. I have everything I need. I have a whole lot of what I want. Too much of what I want, which is why I need to declutter. But peace of mind, you know, peace in your body. It looks like health. And freedom. Freedom is so important to me. I've been acting a long time, and I've been in Hollywood a long time. And I've always felt like I was on call all the time. Like all the time. Well, I literally mean all the time. I'm not a doctor. I play one on TV sometimes, but on call all the time. And I always had to have a certain wardrobe, because one of the best things that can happen for actors in the beginning of their career is that they get typecast. And I was typecast as an authority figure, which makes sense since I have lots of younger siblings. So I play doctors, I play attorneys, I play, you know, those sorts of roles. Nurses, people who know, people who are in charge. Those were the kind of clothes that I had to buy and audition in. And I don't wear those clothes in my real life. So it's like I have to have two wardrobes. I'm way more laid back. I don't like clothes that are restrictive. I don't like shoes that hurt. None of that. So there's always been this duality, you know. Switching up my hair. Wigs have been the greatest find as far as my acting career is concerned, because I can do what I want with my own hair and put on a wig and audition. You know, I can, and then I can take it off and nobody knows who I am again. It's great. I've wanted a nose piercing for like 25 years. Who's gonna hire a commercial mom with a nose piercing? When have you seen that? Not in my category, not unless she's like a hippie mom or whatever, which is not my category. But it's kind of who I am at heart. I need to figure this out. Like, not just want to, I really need to. And I'm going to. And I don't know if this is a midlife crisis. I don't know if it's PTSD from having cancer and COVID during a pandemic. I don't know if it's just life. It might just be, okay, what's next? And, you know, and this could have happened when I was 30 or whatever, I don't know. But it is my job to figure it out, because I cannot continue the way that I have been. And I'm glad that I have therapy coming up on Thursday, because I need it. If you haven't guessed, I really need it. If you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, I would love to know what you think. Yeah, I just love to hear different perspectives. Don't be mean. I've got good people here. Nobody has said anything crazy to me in a long time. What do you think? Like, have you ever been at a crossroads in your life where you're like, this needs changing? I don't know how, but I know that it does. And what happened? I would love to know. All right, so you got a front row seat to this if you want it or not. If you don't want it, get out now. I think it's gonna be pretty chaotic, and we'll see what happens together. Okay? Bye.